ありがとう。
Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to another video. Today Otaku Sensei will be recommending the top 10 anime where the main character is an overpowered magician since the beginning. If you're new here and happen to enjoy this sort of content, then please don't forget to subscribe as well as turn on the notification bell. And for the people who are already subbed and liked the video before it actually starts and disappoints, because you might already have watched these shows, know that we appreciate you. Heart emoji.
我は貴様と取引を望む。大釜は床よ。𝐒ᴇɪᴜは打つよ。
Our first recommendation is Tears to Tiara. As the Holy Empire rises to power, the neighboring lands begin to gradually fall under its control, and the Empire's conquest eventually reaches an island called Eren. I repeat, the island is called Eren, home to the gay tribe, and there a priestess is kidnapped to be offered as a living sacrifice to the demon king Auron, a malevolent being rumored to have caused untold destruction in the past. The priestess's brother rescues her when Auron suddenly materializes before them as a handsome gray-haired man. Hiding his true identity and remaining enigmatic, Auron pledges his power and leadership to the tribe's cause and joins them. If you love a show called Utawari Rumono, you might as well like this show that weirdly shares some common names with Attack on Titan. Inspector is up. Ever since the one-eyed, almost lolly Kotoko Iwanaga agreed on becoming the God of Wisdom, she became a mediator between humanity and the yokai, resolving any supernatural problems that may come her way. But with all that responsibility, she is still a young woman with feelings, and those feelings belong to the main man, Kuro Sakuragawa, a university student who's just been dumped. Kotoko suspects that something supernatural lurks within his harmless appearance, so she asks Kuro for his assistance in helping out yokai. And for people who already watched Inspector and enjoyed it, you will be glad to know a second season is in the works. And from the looks of it, season numero 2 will be more lighthearted and focused on the main ship. Speaking about ships and romance, how about a grown-ass vampire dating a 13-year-old mage? Yep, the pedophile vampire from Assassin's Pride has found his way to another list yet again. And if you are a new subscriber who doesn't know why we are describing the show like this, the answer is that we try to tell jokes while being informative. Try is the key word there. With that being said, here's a quick rundown of the plot. Humanity is on the brink of extinction because of very naughty monsters who weren't loved by their parents for being ugly, thus they thrive in darkness, like yours truly when it's 2 AM and everybody else is asleep. To combat these monsters, humans with noble blood that enables them to utilize mana and grants them abilities that exceed human limits get sent to an elite academy to master such powers. And here comes the sus part. Already 13 years of age, noble Melida Angel has yet to manifest her mana, thus she gets mistreated for her lack thereof. In order to help her, Kufa Vampire is ordered by the Angel family to become Melida's tutor. While Kufa seems to be a mere mentor, an ulterior motive lurks behind his job. He is to assassinate her if he confirms that she does not possess mana, and turns out she is useless. However, as the title suggests, this fantasy story ends differently. And I emphasize on the word fantasy because if this was real life, the FBI would be knocking on this vampire's coffin.
あら、案外積極的なのね。じゃあ早速しましょう。
Coming in at number 7 is a personal favorite, Maburaho. In a world where everyone is born with an ability to use magic for a limited amount, Kazuki Shikimori is looked down upon by his classmates for having the lowest magic count. However, his bloodline consists of many great magicians throughout the ages, meaning that while he may not be a great magician, his offspring could be. This leads him to being sought after by 3 different young women, a pink-haired transfer student with a banging body, a hot busty blondie who is a member of a very rich family, and a purple-haired prideful swordswoman who happens to be cute on top of being a psycho at first. Now he has to deal with not only the jealousy of all the simps who belittle him, but also various gold diggers, or rather magic diggers, chasing after him. At number 6, Quality of Code. The story is set in the far future where humanity has established a foothold in a corner of Japan, as they should. No longer facing humanity's extinction after the brutal attacks by unknown beings, the children of the world discover that they have supernatural powers unique to each person. The 6 most powerful children are given command of the reclaimed cities, using their powers to defend the strongholds against the continuing invasion. Only in-anime governments of the world rely on horny teenagers to save the day.
で、何を見つけたんだ？まあ見てなって。なるほど、𝐺の幻術か。
Squeezing in the middle, Tales of Dysteria, the X. Ever wondered how the Avatar would look if it was made in Japan? Well, now you have an answer. Kinda. To give you the plot summary, Sori is a human who has spent his entire life living in harmony alongside the Seraphim in a village. Along with 𝐒ِᴇɪ, his childhood Seraphim companion, Sori explores some nearby ruins, hoping to enlighten himself about the Seraphim's history with mankind. And in case you were wondering what a Seraphim is, it's a race of divine beings who give blessings to humanity, which grants the average meatball supernatural powers. And in return, they offer their prayers to them. Those who are anointed with the ability to interact with Seraphim are known as shepherds. They are hailed as heroes for their powers and appearing in times of need. And for those who already watched the show, you need to admit, in the final boss battle, Sori basically turns into a blonde avatar. Nearing the end, this ugly yet beautiful world. High school student Takeru Takemoto works part-time as a motorbike courier, which makes him the most realistic main character on this list. Until the next line at least. During one of his deliveries, he saw a mysterious light passing him and fell into a forest. What he had found was a beautiful girl coming out of a glowing cocoon. And instead of panicking the freak out like any normal young man, Takeru was quite embarrassed because of the hot alien nudity. However, a strange monster cock-blocked our boy by attacking the two. And like every other Dende, the monster was shut down by the power of love. P.S. This Vantage show is either a hit or a miss. At number 3, not ReZero. The main man of this story is an ordinary working adult who manages the MMORPG Infinity game. 15 years after creating the game, the depressed looking main character decides to shut down the servers once and for all. However, as we all know, game servers in anime tend to take that personally. In other words, the main man gets isekai to the world of the Infinity game's Demon Lord. Soon after his mysterious transportation, he witnesses a demon chasing after a little girl, and like all pedophiles, the demon gets clapped. However, the newborn main character is still concerned. After all, he does not remember creating the girl or the demon. Doubting whether he truly is in the world of his creation, the main character decides to investigate, bringing the little girl along as his guide and companion. At number 2, the based anime series Knights and Magic. Having died in a car accident, Tsubasa Kurata, an otaku from modern-day Japan, is reborn in the 𝐴ᴛᴜ Kingdom, a medieval world where powerful mechs called knights are used to fight horrific demonic beasts. Ever wondered why every main character who gets isekai tends to be an otaku? When will the average Japanese man get isekai'd, I ask? It would be so flippin' funny to see a convenience store cashier have a meltdown in the new world instead of the know-it-all otaku weeb. Anyways, back on track. Now born into a noble family under a new name and bestowed with prodigious magical abilities, our main character enrolls into Royal Lehala Academy of Magic, as if an overpowered main character ever needed it.
目がくらむかもよ影に抱くさ
日頃
目開けていいよ
And at number 1, the 2017 wonderful fantasy show, The Ancient Magus' Bride. Chisei Hattori, a 15-year-old Japanese girl, was sold for £5 million at an auction to a tall masked gentleman who looks like a freak under the sheets. Abandoned at a young age and ridiculed by her peers for her unconventional behavior, she was ready to give herself to any buyer if it meant having a place to stay. The mysterious man leads the girl to a study where he reveals himself to be Elias Ainsworth, a Magus. After a brief confrontation and a bit of teleportation magic, the two open their eyes to Elias's picturesque cottage in rural England. Greeted by fairies and surrounded by weird and wonderful beings upon her arrival, these events mark the beginning of Chisei's story as the apprentice and supposed bride of the ancient Magus. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, killed some boredom, and maybe found your favorite new show. And if that was the case, then can you please treat us to a like, a sub, and possibly a wholesome comment? That would be lovely.